Hello everybody. In this two-part video, you will see the work we have done to transform our back patio from this barren gravel and weeds to this amazing covered patio. After going through 2 Arizona summers in our new home, we decided it was time to build a patio roof. This side of the house is facing south and the sun glares down at it all day. When the temperatures reach triple digits, it's unbearable to be out here. This also makes it harder for the air conditioning to keep this side of the house cool in the summers. The first design for this patio covering was to build upon the existing concrete, but that would have resulted in a very small patio and it would not give the coverage we wanted either. This video will focus on the work we did to extend the concrete in order to get the exact size we wanted. Day 1 began by moving as much gravel as possible. We are using water to help keep the dust down. I am also using a rake to get as much of the gravel cleared out of the way to avoid getting it mixed with the dirt I will be digging up and hauling out to the side. I'm using this pole that has a masonry chisel attached at the end to help me dig. The ground was not very difficult to break through and dig up anyways. I'm using a wheelbarrow to move the dirt to another location in the backyard, and I'll be using that for future projects, which is why I want it free from gravel. I'm clearing out 2 feet plus 2 inches that the concrete forms will take up. I need to dig about 4 inches deep. The concrete forms are made from 2x4s, which are 3.5 inches. Right now, I'm digging just by looking at the existing concrete, but later I will use the 2x4s to make sure I'm not too deep or not deep enough. I forgot to record this, but these metal stakes you see is what I use to run a water line to level the ground. The concept of the water line level is that it will help you determine the level of 2 points. You mark one stake with a marker and move the water line up and down on the other end of the hose or tube until it stops on a mark you have made. Wherever the water stops on the unmarked stake, that is the same level as the first stake. After I finished leveling off the ground, I began marking the locations of where the 4 wood posts will go. In the information given to me by the city, it stated that these footings needed to be 1 foot and 6 inches deep and 12 inches square. Whenever you work with concrete, make sure you always plan everything ahead and you know you will be ready to receive the concrete and have the people to help you. I ordered the concrete on Monday to be delivered Saturday. I also called my dad and my father-in-law to ask for help and to make sure that they would be available. We did the concrete job with 4 people, me and my dad, my wife and her father. None of us are quite experts at this, and we noticed that the concrete began to set up on us a lot faster than expected. If I had to do this again, I would definitely look for one more person to help work the concrete. We were lucky enough to have gotten a very nice cement truck driver, as he even helped bringing in a few loads. My neighbor even carried 1 load in to see what was happening. I was glad for all the help we got that day. There are calculators online that will help you determine how many yards of concrete to order. For this job, I ordered 2 yards plus half a yard extra just in case my calculations were off. This is roughly 168 square feet of concrete or 12 by 14 foot slab. 2.5 yards of concrete costed me $350 with delivery, which is not only cheaper than buying the material, but obviously a lot faster than mixing by hand or with a machine. I came out the next day to start removing the forms, but I first wanted to show you how I set them up. I did it very late the night before and wasn't able to record. The concrete only comes out 10 feet, so I used a 12-foot 2x4 and put it up against the house and staked it to give me the sides of my form. After we finished pouring the concrete, I set these bolts in the concrete on the locations I marked on the forms. These bolts are 5/8 inches. They are used to secure the base for the posts. Thank you guys for watching my video. This was part 1 and I'm already working on part 2. Please, I ask that you give it a thumbs up and subscribe so you can be alerted when I upload part 2. Thank you so much for the comments you have left me on my other videos.